everyone, thanks for joining us and welcome to Screaming on the Inside, a UKAT podcast. I'm Lucia, your host for today and a member of the alumni team here at UKAT. Our guest today is Liberty House Clinic alumnus Jamie. Jamie spent 28 days in treatment and is a few months into his recovery journey. He speaks with us about being in isolation, loneliness and agony, to gaining confidence, speaking his truth and finding his purpose. We discuss mental health and suicide prevention amongst other topics. He shares with us his story and journey of recovery and the importance of connection. Hi guys, I'm joined here by Jamie. He's an alumni of Liberty House. He's been out of treatment coming up to 2 months now, right, Jamie?
Yeah, about 2 months. I think it was. I can't remember dates. I'm not very good with dates. But yeah, coming up to 2 months.
Brilliant. And you're doing really well. So we're just going to have a chat and talk to you guys, especially, because Jamie's been out of treatment a little while now. So, anyone that's in treatment or a bit scared of coming out of treatment, Jamie has that experience at the moment. He's going through it himself. So he'll have a chat to you guys about the challenges and different emotions and everything that he's going through at the moment. Okay. So Jamie, thanks for joining us today. Do you want to give a little introduction to yourself and talk about what brought you into treatment?
Yes. So I am Jamie. From Hertfordshire, 25 years old. What brought me into treatment? Cocaine was my weapon of choice. Drinking, sort of socially, but cocaine was my drug. What brought me in was basically I just totally ruined everything. Just everything at the time, everything I touched seemed to I used to ruin it. And it wasn't until my dad offered me rehab a couple of months before I actually took it. Just said it's there. What made me sort of want it was I had a girlfriend at the time, I had a business at the time, moved up north to Manchester, and before I knew it, the lot had gone. And it wasn't until sort of my last weekend of using that I sort of reached out to my dad and just said, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. So I'm actually today, I'm 89 days.
Amazing.
Sober. But if you told me that the day before I went into rehab, I'd have laughed at you.
Yeah.
I'd have just said there's no chance, absolutely no chance that that's happening. But here we are.
Here we are. We're on the other side.
That's it. And looking back at it, and I often just remind myself of how dark them times were. And it helps. I don't like to focus on it a lot because it can get me down at times. Like I'm thinking all the stuff I've ruined or the things I've said or done. But I try and it grounds me when I think about it, because it's how far I've come. And I say I'm coming off to 90 days tomorrow. So much has happened in that 90 days. It feels so much longer.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because the intensity of rehab that speeds things up for me. I don't know what it was, but it was just coming out of rehab. I just felt it wasn't the old me. I wasn't back to who I was before. I was a totally different person.
Reborn,
totally reborn. Yeah. It was I can say it now, the best thing I've ever done.
Amazing. You've done so well, Jamie. And talking just to, have a chat about what you just said, you look to the past and you reflect on it, but you don't want to linger in the past, you're ready to learn from it and move forward with your journey.
Well, that's it. And it's like, I often think about old times. I just think even using, like, I can count on one hand how many good nights out I had using.
Yeah.
Because for the majority, I was running away from something.
Yeah.
So now looking back, you think it's all laughter, it's all good fun. Now looking back, there are probably 5 nights that I actually remember as good nights.
Yeah.
Because every night ended the same with me staring at the ceiling for hours on end, trying to get to sleep, not being able to get to sleep, realising you're in a hole here. But then waking up the next morning was mad. Waking up the next morning, telling yourself, you can do it. Just stop. And then something in your head just switches. And before you know it, you're in a pub or you're calling a dealer or whatever. It's just
a cycle.
It's just a horrible cycle. I remember in rehab, that cycle on the wall, on the whiteboard. And every day I'd look at it. And for the first week, I didn't understand it. And then when you start actually proper looking at it, it's like, oh shit, that was my life.
Do that too. Yeah.
That was my life.
Yeah.
That little circle was my life.
Yeah.
The unmanageability of everything was just insane.
Yeah. And so you said that you mentioned that your dad offered rehab to you.
Yeah.
How long was it before that point to then, saying, look, I'm at my lowest now. I've had enough of this. Was it months that you?
Yeah, I can't actually remember the exact date, time frame wise, but it was, I would say, probably a couple of months, because I opened up to my family. Growing up, just never opened up. I
Yeah.
really struggled with opening up. I saw it as a weakness, being vulnerable. I hated feeling vulnerable. The only emotions I really knew were anger. I remember just a lot of nothing to do with my parents or the upbringing, because I come from a very loving household, but very male dominant. And I think that they gave me the opportunity to open up, but I would choose not to.
Yeah.
And the way I would open up would be anger towards them, towards myself, going out and getting in trouble, whatever. It was just, yeah. So I think it came to a point where my dad offered it to me, said, you need it. And I was just like, oh, whatever. No, I don't. This ego in me, like I can do it myself.
Yeah.
I know I've got a problem, but I can do it myself. And it wasn't until my last using weekend, sort of my first drink and line was on a Friday afternoon, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And my last one was Sunday morning, 6 a.m. And I was having heart palpitations in bed. And I thought, I'm having a heart attack here.
Yeah.
I'm having a heart attack. So I turned my phone off, turned the light off my room, turned my phone off, threw my phone. Because in my head, I thought, if by the time I get to that phone, I'll be dead. To call an ambulance, I'll be dead. And then I don't know how, again, high power moment, I woke up and the first thought on my brain was just pick the phone, find the phone, call your dad and tell him you need rehab. That was on a Monday. Wednesday afternoon, I was in rehab. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. Well, it was my higher power telling me, reach out.
Enough's enough.
You're
Yeah.
done. You're absolutely done.
How many years have you been using? Have you always had that problem with abusing substances, or was it developed more the older you got?
So I think I'd always like a beer growing up, meeting friends at a park, played a lot of football growing up as well. So it was a lot of alcohol around. I was just a normal teenage boy just drinking when everyone else would. It's not a problem. Drugs came in probably at about 17. Couldn't tell you when. Do not know when I had the first line or whatever. It was there. Now I was probably about 17 when I got introduced to cocaine, and then it increased. I noticed as I got older, started my own business, came into a bit of money, but the business was doing well.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at these jobs that I'm getting, and I'm looking at it, and the first thing on my mind was, look how much I can get. The money I'm making, rather than paying bills or getting a nice car or looking to save money to buy something nice, it was first call, dealer.
Yeah.
And that totally sped it up. Coming into earning good money. Moved up north, had a girlfriend at the time, moved up north, but realistically, I'm a Man United fan as well, so I literally moved 10 minutes to the ground because I used to travel up all the time from London. And yeah, I mean, I tell myself, now looking back and assessing it all, the real reason I moved up was so I didn't have any hassle from anyone about what I was doing. And I told mum and dad, like previously, months before, that I'm in a bit of a pickle with cocaine. I'm doing it. They asked how much. I just totally lied to them.
Mm-hmm.
This is when I had getting heart palpitations and stuff. And this is when I thought, my mum's a nurse. So
Okay.
thought, right, I'll go to her, see what she thinks.
Yeah.
She's going, Jay, are you taking cocaine? No. It's just the stresses of running a business. Right. And I'm going into the GP asking about my heart, but I'm doing cocaine in a car park.
Yeah.
Before going in. But my mind was, leave it in the car, because if you take it in with you, that's really bad. You can't be doing it at the GP's office, but in the car park's all right. It's just thoughts like that is just mind blowing.
Yeah.
So I think when I sort of got older and sort of had my own money, had a flat, just thought, now I can do what I want.
I'm free to do.
Exactly. No one's here to tell me no.
And your partner at the time, were they aware of what was going on?
No. So I stopped using when I met her because one of my best mates lives up north. His girlfriend, it was her best mate, so it was like four of us. That's how we met. And he said, look, I know you do it a little bit. Again, he didn't know how much. If she finds out you do it, he won't give you the time of day.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, okay, all right, blessing in disguise. Stop doing it. Stop for a bit. was doing it every now and again, but not around her, not near her.
Yeah.
But I was drinking more.
Okay, so you were replacing that
I was replacing it with alcohol. Again, with that, it was sort of like everything was going well. Everything was going really well. Like going on holiday together, talking about moving in together. And then, well, I come back from a family weekend, and on the Monday, she's like, I'm done. I'm done. Now, looking back, she was a liar and a manipulator. And at the time, it was like, I just hit the fuck it button.
Yeah.
When these hurdles would come in my way, I just thought, do you know what? If you're going to lie and manipulate me, I'm going to show you I could really be horrible.
How bad I can be.
I can be bad. You think this is bad? Now wait till I start doing gear.
Yeah.
Then I become unreliable. I become rude. I become all of the bad things about me.
Mm-hmm.
It all stems down. So it wasn't the breakdown of a relationship, and that hit me hard. But then now I say it hit me hard. I needed it. When she left, it was like, shit. My business is going down. She's left me.
A wake up call.
It was, but then it wasn't until when at the time she left me, I was vulnerable. I didn't show her vulnerability or anything, but in my head, I just hated myself. So I was trying to cling on to her because I thought if I have her, everything will be all right.
Yeah.
But my self-worth was so low that she could get away with whatever she wanted, and I'd come running back because it's at the time all I wanted.
Yeah.
I'm now grateful to her for leaving me when she did, because I had to hit a little bit further into this rock bottom. I had to go further down before coming back up. And then not long after that, my family said, look, don't contact us unless you're asking for rehab.
Yeah, you want help. And
then at that point, I was like, brilliant. Now I can use up every penny I've got and just end it and just die. And that's hard. I know it's quite deep, but that's the harsh reality of it. Yeah. I was that low in myself that it was perfect for me, my family saying that, because I then had free roam to do as I pleased.
And what stops you from reaching that point, Jamie? Like, I know it gets deep, but you know, that's the reality of this illness. You know, it is life and death. What stopped you from reaching that point where, you know, not want to live anymore?
I think that I used to think about suicide quite a lot. Mm-hmm. Like after using, the next morning was dark. Laying in bed at night was really, really dark. But I still had this ego. I had nothing to be egotistical about. I had this ego about me, and I thought, again, telling myself that I can do it on my own. So there was always a little bit of hope there, but would always come crumbling down hours after that thought. I think the thought of leaving my family was on my head a lot, thinking, because I had this, but my family are perfect, like everything about them. They're there for me. They support me. I mean, I've got two brothers similar to my age and a sister. We're very close. And it would just always strike me sort of leaving them. And even at the times where I thought, they don't want me anymore. They love me because they have to love me, because I'm family. They don't like me, but they love me because they have to. But it was just the constant thought of, you can do it on your own. You can do it on your own. And I think to be honest, I didn't think I had the bottle to do something drastic like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now looking back, every time when I was sniffing, my heart was going mad.
Yeah.
Mad. And that is a warning for anyone to stop doing it. But I do more.
Yeah. Pushing myself, sort of seeing how far I can take it. Mm-hmm. So now looking back, that's probably a suicide attempt every time, because it was in my head. Jay, your heart is giving up, mate. Yeah.
Getting shooting pains, getting palpitations. You're fit, you're healthy, you're 25.
Like, suicide doesn't have to be, like you say, like taking a bunch of tablets. It can be slow, like drinking yourself to death, using yourself to death. You know, it is, you're doing it, but you're slowly doing it, you know? So,
yeah.
And, you know, I think it's that voice in your head as well that you keep saying, I can do it alone. I can do it alone. It's that addict in your mind, you know, telling you just to stay alone. You know, your family don't want you. No one wants you. You know, you can do it alone. But we all know now that's not the case. You can't do it alone.
You cannot do it alone.
You need support from other people, and you need help.
Yeah.
So what was it like, Jamie, once you've decided, you know, okay, I want to go into treatment? how did you feel about going in? Were you scared? Were you really like up for the challenge? Were you ready, or was it mixed emotions?
I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Oh, okay.
I remember just this weight off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Just like, do you know what? You've accepted it. For the first time, the only thing I accepted was this was my life. I accepted how much I used. I accepted that I convinced myself this was a life that I wanted. Going out, meeting people, just living that life of just, well, at the time, fun.
Yeah.
Going out midweek, carrying on till the early hours. I totally accepted that was me. And then when I morning I woke up and I reached out to my dad, it was just I had all my work stuff in Manchester, and I called my dad and I said, Dad, I'm coming back now. And he went, no, just sleep on it, it's late. I was just eager. I said, Dad, don't tell me where I'm going, don't tell me what it's like. Any question I have, don't answer it. I don't want to know anything about it. I just
Yeah.
want to do it. And I don't know why that was. I think maybe because I'd have ran away from it. I think if I delve into what rehab was actually going to be like,
Not overthinking it.
yeah, I would have ran from it. And my thought of rehab was going to be white padded walls.
Yeah. Like a prison. Yeah.
Everyone getting medicated, all of this sort of stuff. When I went in there, my sister gave birth to my nephew the same time I stopped using.
Oh.
And we were on our way to rehab, and we dropped my mum off at my sister's because she lives in Stevenage, which is near Luton. And she says, does he want to come in and see him for the first time? Now, I missed the baby shower because I was using. I missed all these family events because I was using. I weren't there for the birth. I weren't there when I'm getting all these photos through on. I actually muted my family group chat because I'm getting all these photos through of them meeting my nephew, and I weren't there for it. And that was and I don't blame anyone. That was me. That was my fault. And she said, does he want to come in and see him? I said no, because I still had stuff in my system then.
Yeah.
And I wanted the first meeting of him to be, I know that he won't know, but
you'll know. Yeah.
I'll know. So I had that, which then I'm getting choked up talking about it now. That was sort of like, at that moment, I thought, do you know what? That's my reward.
Yeah.
For doing this. I get to see him at the end of it. I get my family back.
Yeah.
So fast forward, the journey there was fine. I don't think I said a word to my dad. I was shitting myself. Absolutely shitting myself.
Yeah.
Pulling up to the car park, I expected people to look and act totally different to how they did. I think it's common that you say the word rehab, and we're chatting to my mates, they said, what were the people like? And I say to them, what do you think? And they'll say something, and my response is the complete opposite to what people actually were like.
Yeah.
Getting in there, I was just surprised. I just thought, this is totally different to what I expected. I found it easier than I thought. It sounds crazy. I found it because I think I totally accepted I was dying.
Yeah.
I was done from this. And I kind of went in there with the attitude with whatever I'd done up to that point hasn't worked. Or it worked for a brief spell and then it comes crashing down 10 times harder every time.
Yeah.
I went in there and I just thought, you know what, let's just give it a go.
You were open to it.
Yeah,
I just didn't go in there with a closed mind.
Yeah.
Surrender to the process.
Totally. And it was, and I was looking forward to being honest. I'd done so much lying in the build up to it for years. And I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna open up.
Let go.
Let's give this vulnerability a go. Let's see what it's about. And I remember one of the first times I share, and even to this day, I share in every meeting I go to. I share in every meeting because I think even sometimes I don't want to. I think it will help someone else.
Yeah.
And I've noticed every time I get vulnerable to the right people, only good comes from it.
Yeah.
And my first experience of that was with Mickey, my therapist. Now, if you ask me, opening up to a man is hard. Opening up to a woman, I find harder. because I don't want to be judged.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to see me as this tough. Nothing bothers him. Nothing phases him. Again, the ego, the young man ego of I'm fearless. But the truth of it, I was scared. I was scared of myself. I was scared of being alone. I was scared of my thoughts at night. And then the first time I opened up to Mickey, the only way I can describe it is she just hugged my brain.
Yeah.
She just gave my brain a hug, and that was the first time I thought, you know what? If I listen to her, if I listen to her, listen to what she tells me to do, I'll be all right. I'll actually be all right. And that was the first time. And then after that, I just thought, you know what? Just be honest.
Yeah.
I told her everything. Absolutely, I didn't keep a single thing from her, and I weren't judged on it. It wasn't thrown back in my face like it has been before.
Yeah.
It was just fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's just and I remember sharing in one of the process groups. Again, like I was saying, how are you feeling? And I was like, yeah, I'm good, but my legs are moving. And now these therapists, they know what they're doing. So when they're analysing you, they're looking at you. I remember Gemma looking at me. I was just thinking, what's she staring at? And I was getting angry. I was like, why does she keep staring at me? Someone else is talking. Why are you looking at me? Comes to me, Jim, how are you feeling? Positive. Then it comes back round to me. Gemma goes, Jim, I'm going to come to you. How do you feel? I'm like, positive. She starts laughing. She goes, no, how do you feel? She goes, we're not moving. We're not moving on to the next person until you're honest. And I went, all right, frustrated, angry. Now everyone starts laughing because it was like, you're lying. Stop lying to yourself. And it was little things like that. And you should think, do you know what? Just be honest. To be honest. And then there was another one where I was saying about one of my using stories, driving on the M25 or the M6, sniffing behind the wheel, which is just fucking bonkers. And I said it, and I was nervous about saying it. I was embarrassed, and I'm looking around the room, and a couple of heads are nodding, and I'm sort of thinking, why are they nodding? And then they share back, and it's like, yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to take that to the grave of me, that story, and loads more that I've said. But at that moment, I sort of realised we've all done the same stuff.
Yeah.
The behaviours of everyone are very similar. The feelings are very similar, and that, I know it sounds bad, sort of like someone else can relate to that, made me feel good.
Yeah.
Because I thought, I'm not alone on that. We've all done that. And that is the illness, that is the drug, that is, do you know what I mean? So it's just little things like that.
When you're in the midst of the addiction, you're isolating, like you haven't had a proper relationship with yourself, let alone anybody else.
Exactly.
And like you said, you're not used to opening up. So you think it's just you. You think you're the only one with these thoughts, you're the only one with these feelings, these things that you're doing. But then when you meet a group and you go to the meetings and you sit in the rooms, you're like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
It's not just me. And that's that connection that you need, that's that, that safe space for you to open. Then you become vulnerable, then you start to open up, then you start to share things, and then you start to heal yourself because you're not holding it all inside, beating yourself up, going round and round in your mind. You're letting go of the burdens gradually, and it must be really liberating to be able to do this.
Yeah, and it was, and after time you sort of get used to it. I mean, being vulnerable now, I'm so open now. And I've sort of said to my family, look, I'll answer any question you've got, honestly, but do you want to know? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like some things, because I'll tell you. And I'm sat here now and I'm just thinking, I don't remember the last time I lied. I don't remember, because I've got nothing to lie about today. I've got absolutely nothing to hide. And it's just that way now. And looking back, the amount of stress that caused is insane. Like just little lies catching up on you all the time. So rehab really broke that for me. It broke that chain of thinking. And again, just throwing yourself into some of the stuff like breathing therapy. When I first saw that on the board, I thought, I know how to breathe. What are you talking about?
What is this?
You know what I mean? I've never not been able to breathe. Doing it was just like, this is incredible. Like, it just, I've been so narrow-minded, and even about the higher power, I'm not religious, never have been. And then when I walked in, you see the Serenity Prayer on the board, you see the God written in big, and I just thought, what is this? This isn't me. I thought there's got to be another way that I can get help. Because if they think I'm coming out religious, they've got another thing coming. I'm not.
Yeah.
And then everyone that's been there for a couple of weeks, they're talking about their higher power, and I'm sat there thinking, where is my higher power? When is it going to show up for me? Now looking back, my higher power is looking out for me. The fact that I'm not dead is no power of mine. No power of mine. Having the thought to call my dad, that's not me. That's my higher power looking out for me. And it was my higher power is, I was reading a book on law of attraction. My higher power is the universe, and whatever you put out there comes back, negative or positive. And that works so well for me, because it will be even little things today, like driving. Someone cuts you up on the road. I'd be flashing them. I'd be right up behind them, almost telling them to pull over for nothing. Now I can take a step back and go, do you know what? They could be in a rush for any reason. Any reason. Someone could be in hospital that they're going to see. Their wife could be given anything. And it's just living this life now with a good relationship with my higher power is magical, because it keeps me in check, and also gives me accountability, because I have to work for it. I didn't want I think some people's high power, that they rely on it too much. Sort of like I don't need to work. My higher power will do it for me. Whereas mine is the relationship it only works when I'm working. If I'm not doing what I'm told, my higher power will give me curveballs that aren't good. So that keeps me in check.
You work in harmony with your higher power.
Yeah.
No, I get that. And I think that's the misconception as well, is about the 12 steps being a religious thing, because it's not a religious thing. It's a spiritual thing. And your higher power to you is the universe. It could be God to someone else. It could be, I know people that use other people in the rooms as their higher power. It could be the sun, the tree. It doesn't matter, whatever label you want to put on it. It's that spiritual connection to something bigger than just you.
Yeah.
And I think that the way you're looking at it, Jamie, is really good, because you are connected to something else. And to keep that harmony going, you've got to listen to it, and you've got to respect it. And, they will throw curveballs at you. But it's part of, instead of freaking out and, becoming like a victim, or, getting angry and upset over it, you can, like you do, and you take a step back and look at the bigger picture. And how is this helping me in my growth? Well, now it's helping you in your growth, because you're not, becoming angry as you used to. You're now thinking about other people and what they could be going through. Because
exactly
the addiction likes to keep you, separated from everyone. Also it cuts you off from everybody else. It sounds like you've got quite a good relationship there with yourself.
It is, and that's just from totally sort of like just work. And everyone says with rehab, you've got to want it, otherwise it won't work. And that is so true, so true. Like I wanted it, I needed it. This was my last hope, because there's no way I could do it on my own. And it was just totally giving in, just give it in. Whatever they say, I'll come out with rehab, spiritual, I'm praying. I'd have told you where to go if you asked me to pray before rehab. But it's not religious. And if it is for you, that's fine. Like you're saying, everything, whatever works for you, as long as it works, it doesn't matter. And even like coming out in the meetings, some people, I'm doing 90 and 90, and I'm on track for it. I'm coming up to like 70. Well, basically a meeting every day since rehab. And again, even that though, when I come out, I thought, no, that's not fearful of it. Just a little bit like I don't want to commit to it. I don't want to commit to 90 and 90, because that's a long time. But as time's gone on, I'm like, do you know what? I'm really enjoying it. It's working for me, so I'm going to continue doing it. And it's just all of it. Just the meetings are just brilliant. The people you meet everywhere, it doesn't discriminate. The illness does not discriminate. I've met people that I'd never ever speak to,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for this. And even sort of you're seeing, like for example, there could be a woman in her 50s that's
Yeah.
born the other side of the world that shares, and I'm like, that is me. That's the
Yeah.
same. I've got the same feelings as you have, and I find that incredible.
Yeah. I
Different
think that's
upbringing,
brilliant.
different culture, different age, different gender, different
Yeah.
everything. But we are relating to each other
I
because
think
of
that's
this.
it, I think that's exactly it, Jamie. It's kind of showing that no matter where you're from, no matter your background, whatever, how much money you got in the bank, whatever, the end of the day, we're all connected and we're all just battling our own demons, trying to get through life.
Yeah, and it's the whole CA and AA. It's brilliant, and it is intimidating. It is intimidating, guys. So I want to say to people that are thinking of doing it or are nervous about doing it, just do it.
Yeah.
Because I find with me, nothing's as bad. I make up, and I still do it. I make up things in my head about a conversation that I need to have, or meeting someone, or doing something new. In my head, I'm talking to myself how bad it's going to be, working myself up, and then when it passes, when the interaction or whatever has passed, it's like I've just wasted so much time,
So much energy as well, isn't it?
energy.
I
I've
know.
stressed myself out.
Yep.
I've had sleepless nights over something that was good. And even to this day, I'll be like, I'm tired. I'll get back from work or whatever. I want to go to a meeting, and then I convince myself I'm nervous about the meeting. And it's what you're nervous for. It's the same people as last week. Your sponsor's there. X, Y, and Z's there. It's the same as last week, and it is. But it's just rehab's given me the tools to deal with that.
Yeah, and be able, now you're noticing it. Now you can see how your mind's working, and you can see, and now you're telling yourself, "Oh, hold on now, it's fine."
Yeah, everything will be all right.
Yeah.
Just use the tools you've been given, and it'll be all right.
Yeah.
And it'll be all right. And I do notice a change if I'm not doing my gratitude list in the morning, if I'm not praying in the morning, I'm rushing around. And my sponsor, I met him probably about a month and a half ago now. He's absolutely brilliant. He's like identical to me. Stories the same, using the same. He's got his own business. It's just everything aligned.
Yeah. Brilliant.
And it's actually on my 60th day. I woke up and I was like, I want a drink. Now drinking wasn't my problem. I say in quotation marks because I said it at the time, wasn't my problem. And my therapist will be smiling now. I understand it is totally just as bad. I know I didn't drink as much as I was using, but it kicks off that chemical in my brain that is, I'll have a couple of beers, I'll be all right for the first couple of times doing that. Then my brain will go, oh, you can drink. Now you can drink. Now you know you can drink without using because you've done it 3 or 4 times. Just get some coke in.
Yeah.
And then you can go back to drinking without using. And before you know it, I'll be back in rehab.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's acknowledging that. And I called my sponsor on my 60th day. I called my sponsor and I said, I want a beer. And he's sort of breaking down. He was actually at work and he goes, can I call you back later? And I went, actually, mate, I'm thinking of going to the pub and having a pint. And he stopped what he was doing and we was on the phone for half hour. And he was just saying, well, I haven't had your gratitude list this morning. He goes, were you up late? I said, yeah, I was rushing. He goes, did you pray? I said, no. He's going to see you haven't done the things that you needed to do. He goes, and even if you wake up late, if you're going to be late, if you're going to be 5 minutes late for work, be 10 minutes late for work, but make sure you do what's needed for your sobriety. And it's just, and just the connection you have with people in there. Like it's just it's almost like unconditional love.
Yeah.
From the hugging, from the just opening up to people that you've known for 2 weeks.
And no judgment.
And zero judgment.
Yeah.
Zero judgment. It is just the meetings and the rooms. Don't get me wrong, we're all still human. And there are times where I'm in a meeting and I'm like getting annoyed, getting agitated for whatever reason. But like I said a minute ago, I've got the tools now to deal with that. Before I'd run away from it. I'd run away from my issues.
And you recognise now when it's happening.
Exactly. And I'm focusing on people. Everyone's different. When someone says something that's not what I would think, that's my problem. Do you know what I mean? That's me not understanding them is my problem.
Yeah.
Don't get annoyed with them. Just ground yourself. Just talk to yourself. Pray, whatever you need to do. Meditate, whatever.
Yeah, especially in society now, it's kind of like it's like an us versus them or me versus you thing, and it's total BS because we have different opinions, we have different views, we have different whatever, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's what makes the world go round. Everyone's entitled to their view. Everyone's in, as long as you're not hurting anyone, and I think that accepting other people's view is part of your healing as well. You don't have to, if you disagree with someone, you don't necessarily have to then step up and say, oh, well, I think you're wrong. You can just go, okay, fair enough, that's your view, and move on from there.
And not let it bother you.
Yeah.
Because the amount of times I'd have a disagreement with someone and I'd let it bother me, or someone cut me up on the road and I'll be thinking about it all day.
Yeah. And then you're taking it all on yourself, and then you're ending up making yourself ill over it.
Exactly. And it's tiring. That life, that way of life is tiring. And the stress, I think the stress was a big thing for me that brought me to my knees, not being able to deal with stress and sort of thinking the world's against me. But I was doing absolutely nothing to help myself. Yeah. Absolutely nothing. And today I can, anything that comes my way, I know I can deal with it.
Do you think as well that a lot of your anger was misdirected? Do you think that it was a lot to do with what was going on inside of you rather than what was going on externally? Yeah,
100%. I was my self-esteem was so low, my confidence was low, and I took this role on self-inflicted totally, and it was like be the tough guy. Whether it be on a football pitch or out, sort of someone staring at you wrong, and I take this role of, and even with mates, like if it was to kick off, I'm always there, because I wanted this persona of a man's man. Yeah. And I would just totally run away from every problem I'd have, and I'll turn it into, I was purposely starting arguments with family so I can go off on my own and do stuff. Gives me a reason. It just, everything I was doing was just destructive. Yeah. Destructive. And the real strength, do you agree yourself with this? The real strength is in being vulnerable and opening 100. Up. There's not a truer statement in my life at the minute. The being vulnerable is the hardest thing I've ever done. Even today, right? I've been looking forward. When did we speak? About a month ago about this? Yeah. I've been looking forward to it, but today, about half hour before, I thought, how can I get out of this? How can I not do this? But I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it. Yeah. And it was just that little thought in my brain, let's just push it off till next week. And I just thought,
next week. Yeah.
What are you doing? Next week never comes. Tomorrow never comes. It's just, I just think being vulnerable saved my life. And saved my life. Reaching out. I went into rehab on the 7th of December, I think it was 7th or 11th of December, and I wouldn't have made it to Christmas. I would not, if I had not have reached out and not showed vulnerability and been so vulnerable in group, in rehab, been so vulnerable to people around me, my therapist, I wouldn't be where I am today. And that is me today. I'm happy. And it's not, after the first couple of lines, I'm happy. It's just false. It's all a lie. Yeah. Today I can go to bed without these thoughts, these horrible thoughts. I can be on my own and be all right with being on my own. I'm not worried about my thought process now. It's just, and that all comes from being vulnerable. Yeah. Being vulnerable. So it's
facing your fears. You're facing your fears like every day, because even going to meetings can become a fear. Yeah. Doing regular everyday things can become a fear. So it's kind of not listening to that fear anymore, just taking back, your power and saying, look, you're a lie. Yeah. And, just you're beginning to know who you are as a person now, because you've been hiding so long behind, using and the fake happiness and the fake persona. Now you're getting to know yourself, the real you.
Yeah. And everyone's feeding off that. Everyone, I'm having interactions with people on the street that are positive. I don't know if it's because I'm clear-headed, I'm noticing it more, or it is this just confidence I've got in myself that has come from being as low as I was and getting vulnerable about it. Like, I'm having interactions with people in meetings that are genuinely so good. I'm having conversations with people that mean a lot to me. I'm taking positives from everything, and I don't believe in coincidences anymore.
No.
I don't believe anything is a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
No, I had to get as low as I did. I had to be that low. I had to lose my business. I had to lose my family. I had to lose my partner. I had to go through that in order to be where I am today.
Yeah.
And it's don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm selling it like it's easy. It's not. And there's so many thoughts I had in rehab that were dark, because I had when all these thoughts were coming up. I mean, I used, when my ex-partner left, I used for about a month and a half flat out every day. And I was probably doing somewhere between 2 to 4 grams a day.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't leave the house without my dealer being outside waiting for me. I couldn't do anything. Could not do anything. So I hadn't processed any of that emotion.
Yeah.
It wasn't until rehab where I couldn't use all my feelings. I couldn't run away. I had to sit with my feelings every day.
What was that like?
Terrifying. Terrifying, because I'd never done it.
Yeah.
I never actually sat with a thought. And my therapist was saying, you're gonna feel angry, you're gonna feel upset, I hate that that sinking feeling you get.
Yeah.
I sat with that for about a week and a half. I could not shift it. I said to Mickey, I said, I want to stop thinking about her, I want to stop thinking about everything, but I can't. And she went, just sit with it. Just accept that it's happening to you, so you can move on.
Yeah.
And it worked every time. I was getting restless in bed. I was going downstairs. I was just writing stuff down. I was journaling. I mean, Mickey told me to journal, and I thought, nah, I'm a bloke. I'm not going to journal. What are you talking about? Again, just this stereotype that journaling isn't for men. But I'm journaling now.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down, and there's something about putting pen to paper that actually works.
Yeah, it really helps you. It really helps you.
Yeah.
It helps you process things, because a lot of the times, like, we're having these thoughts, we're having these feelings, but we don't really understand. It's till we put the pen to paper and we're like, oh, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's breaking it down, and again, it's putting it out there. When things are in my head, they can get the better of me.
Mm-hmm.
So just if you let it out, whether it be writing or talking or whatever. Sometimes going to the gym, feel angry, just go to the gym, come back,
Lift some weights.
lift some weights, come back, and you're all right. Or whatever it may be. There's just so many basic things that I wasn't doing and I wasn't aware of that actually worked, that I was told about. And then again, I was told about it on whatever day, and I didn't do it for a week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was just the old mindset of just push it off, run away from it, because I was scared of how I felt. I was scared of the feeling, and I'd get anxious about how I'm going to feel later.
Yeah.
Sounds insane, doesn't it? Because you think, it would get to sort of like 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to be going to bed soon. And when I'm in bed, all I've got is me. I've got is my brain.
You can't hide anymore.
Can't hide. And I used to get so anxious about that. And I could have a tough day doing whatever in rehab, mentally drained, and I could be like, my eyes were closing, but I'd be so awake with my mind. What they call it, the monkey, is it the monkey mind? It keeps going and going and going and going and going. And just the more I did what I was told, the more it worked.
And how was your sleep now? Were you able to sleep when you came out, like the first few days? Was your sleep okay, or did you struggle with it?
I was still. I reached out to my dad on the last sort of week of rehab. I said I want more time. Again, running from the outside. I was running. I just thought it's safe in here.
Yeah.
Safe in rehab. Now, truth be told, I could stay in rehab for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And been sober, but because you're not tested.
Yeah.
I know you can leave. I was never going to leave. I know you can leave, but I wasn't going to do that. So I thought, this is safe in here. So when I come out, I was nervous. I didn't know how to have fun. Didn't know how to. Yeah, it was sort of like now I'm on my own again. Now I'm on my own. I know I've been taught all this stuff over the last 28 days, but now I'm on my own. Now, if I want to go and pick up or get a drink, I can. But it never. That thought never came to me. It never dawned on me until my 60th day when I wanted a drink. But that thought never kept me up at night. I was sleeping well because I was doing what I was told.
Yeah.
Because the tools I was given, I was putting into play, and I wouldn't without doing it, I would have picked up and used.
So is that key for you then, Jamie? Is that key to keep that structure, that routine, like from the morning? The morning is key for you, like get set up for the rest of the day from the morning on.
100%. And I mean, my sleeping pattern when I was using was absolutely terrible because I worked for myself. So I was like, if I didn't want to go in, I didn't go in. I had no one to answer to. But now, even if I've got nothing on in the day, I'm up early. In rehab, I was up at sort of 6:30, 7 every morning without an alarm as well. I didn't have an alarm.
Yeah.
For me, that was just like my body's ready to wake up. When I was using before rehab, I wasn't getting up till 1, 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Because I was up till 6 in the morning. And then the first thing I do was go out and do it all over again. And there's no break in cycle. And rehab gave, now looking back, now talking about it now, rehab was that massive break in cycle. Even not using my phone, having your phone 3 hours a day. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's brilliant. I took myself off all social media. I'm not on any social media now. I do not miss it. Doesn't benefit me in any way.
It's that dopamine hit, isn't it?
Is it? And you just
endlessly scrolling at stuff.
Looking at nothing.
And then after, like when you just like endlessly scrolling afterwards, you feel really down. Like you feel like, oh my gosh, like I don't know why I feel really down now.
Yeah. It's just everything. I took everything out. I thought if I'm going to do it, just do it properly.
Yeah.
Just totally do everything. Even vaping. I stopped vaping in there as well because I was just vaping like mad.
Yeah.
Before. Stop that. Yeah. Just but sleep now. I look forward to it. I look forward to
sleep.
And proper sleep. I mean, I used to be up
resting while yeah.
I'm actually sleeping. I'm not just. I don't know. I used to be up sort of like 3 times a night.
Yeah.
Just my brain would not shut off.
Yeah.
Now I sleep. The second I get into bed, I sleep till 6, 7 in the morning.
And it makes such a difference. It makes such a difference.
So important.
Sleep. I think people, underestimate the power of it, but it's really so important.
Yeah, it's so important, and it does. And even if I'm tired, like napping, I used to nap during the day and wake up feeling horrendous. But worse for napping. I'm not napping now. I'm looking at the bigger picture. Like if I nap now, I'm not going to be asleep till
I'm going
11, 12.
Right.
I'm then going to feel tired in the morning. So just occupy yourself for the next hour, see the day out, and get your head on that pillow, and you've earned rest. You've earned it. Do you know what I mean?
Because you're putting in the work every day.
Putting in the work every day and benefiting from it massively.
Would you suggest, Jamie, then to people coming out of treatment, would you suggest then to do the 90-90 like you're doing?
I would. Personally, I would. Again, the thought of it can be intimidating. I think what massively helped me was finding a group early on that I really liked, because I've been to some where I think this isn't. I'll probably compare it to the really good couple that I go to, and I compare them, and they might really be really good meetings for some people, but for me, they're just not for me.
Yeah.
Whereas so I was fortunate in that sense that I found the meetings that I go to early on, because I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing the people in there. So actually 90-90 has been easy so far because of the people that are in these meetings. But then again, that works for me. It might not work for someone else. Working night shifts or whatever. Do you know what I mean? There's so many things that can stop you from doing it.
Yeah.
But if you've got the time to do it, do it. It will only benefit you.
Yeah.
You will not feel worse for doing it.
And that's true as well. There's no right or wrong with recovery.
No.
And everyone's, like you said, lives are different. They've got kids, they've got whatever going on. So it can be hard for some people. So it's just finding that balance, really, isn't it? That works for you.
That's it. And as long as you're sober.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 'Cause I know some people that don't go, but they all go every sort of couple of weeks,
Yeah.
but they're still sober.
Yeah.
You think, right, that's fine. For me, that probably wouldn't work.
Mm.
Because my ego will take over, my old thought process will take over. So I need these.
Yeah.
I do need them.
Do you do any therapy or any counselling alongside the meetings, or do you find at the moment the meetings is, you know, doing
Yeah.
the 90
At
is enough for you?
the moment, I'm not having anything like that. It's just the meetings, which is working. And I thought I was gonna look into it. But I'm actually waiting for funding for. I'm getting into addiction therapy myself.
Oh, good for
I
you.
want to again in rehab. I just thought I found purpose,
Yeah.
and my purpose was to try and help others. This is why when I got this opportunity, I thought it's brilliant, because even if it helps one person, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for that to come through, and then I can start doing that. Yeah, but I don't know. Again, the meetings are working for me at the minute,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to find a balance with playing football, meeting mates, working, going to the gym, all of this stuff that I want to do. It can become quite a lot with fitting in meetings as well, but the meetings have to take priority.
Definitely.
They have to take priority, and
Because without that,
without
nothing else, you got nothing else.
exactly, I lose
It
everything.
all goes out the window.
Exactly. And I don't get, if I don't go to the meetings, I don't get my mates, I don't get my family, I don't get money in the bank. Do you know what I mean? I have to stay grounded in that sense. And I can run away. I think I'll go to the gym tonight rather than the meeting. And you think, nah, and even if you do both, you just make sure the meeting is the first one. Make sure the meeting is priority, because it is so important.
What would you say, if you could, what would you say to your past self now where you are in your journey? I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah, put me on the spot. What do I say? There's so many things I'd say. A lot of them probably wouldn't be nice. The obvious would be just open up, put your ego aside. It's not all about you. But probably the main one would be, it'd be all right.
Yeah.
It'll be all right. You'll get through it. With the help of others, you'll get through it. And that's a big one for me. That, because you just think, again, I was just taking it all on myself, and I was asking for it to come crumbling down, because it just, my life was so unmanageable.
Yeah.
Everything was just chaos, all self-inflicted. It was from my actions. I'm just so grateful, so grateful. My family shouldn't be there for me still, but they are, more than ever. And it's just, because I've started doing the right things.
Yeah.
Everything is now falling into place.
Falling into place.
And like we say, that's not a coincidence.
No.
It's not a coincidence.
No, there's always a bigger thing at play that we can't always see.
No.
You know, it's not till we get through, you know, sometimes we can't see the forest from the trees, as they say. It's only till we get to the other side that we can now, like, oh, that's why that happened.
Yeah.
And what would you say, Jamie, to anyone, you know, that's currently in treatment and they're going to be leaving soon, they're going to be completing treatment soon? What would you say to them?
Keep doing as you're told. Listen. And when you get out, just put into play what you've learned, because you have the tools, and you are capable of doing it.
Yeah.
You are, because I've done it. I know that for a fact that it works, because I've done it.
Yeah.
Because I listened, and everything that I was told to do, I'm doing, and it works. So just continue listening, continue to take it all in, and when you get out there, put it into action.
Yeah. So the routine is key.
Routine's key.
And connection,
and just open up when you feel like you don't like, if you don't like sharing, and to shy sharers and people that don't like opening up, just do it. I hated it. I hated being vulnerable. Today I don't mind it, because it helps me.
Yeah.
And it's not
push yourself out of your comfort zone, because then you're not going to grow, are you?
Exactly that.
In that comfortable place.
Well, look where being in my comfortable headspace, when I was comfortable, look where I was.
Yeah.
I was isolated, sniffing and drinking on my own. Now I'm growing. I'm not always comfortable, I'm not always. I'm in meetings and I'm nervous and I'm overthinking it. I'm not comfortable, but I'm where I should be.
Yeah.
The-
And you're
the-
growing.
and I'm growing massively every day.
And you're learning. You're learning about yourself
Constantly learning,
all
and
the
I
time.
actually like who I am.
Yeah.
I'm for the first time in God knows how long.
Oh.
I'm liking who I am, and I'm not looking for that outside source to give me that, whether it be a relationship or whatever. I'm not looking for that because I've got it within me at the minute. And I'm not looking to latch onto anything or anyone because I'm all right with me.
I think that sums it up, Jamie. That's amazing. So powerful. So powerful. So a huge thank you to Jamie for joining us today. And for anyone listening, you know, you can always call us here at the Alumni and reach out. But a huge thank you to Jamie for sharing today with us. Thanks for listening, everyone. You have been listening to Screaming on the Inside, a UKAT podcast. Thanks again for joining us, and a huge thank you to Jamie for sharing his incredible story and having the courage and strength to be so open and honest with us today. As always, you can find further support links and information below and on the UKAT website. Go to www.ukat.co.uk. Take care.